Hi, I'm Mike with MikeTravelGuide.com, and welcome to our weekly travel show, the show that helps answer your questions about traveling to Europe. This is our first episode in this series, and the goal with this show is to help you plan your trip to Europe. Now, we're going to break the show down into three main areas. Of course, the first will be question and answers. That's what the show's about. The next will be travel tips, and then we'll end up with recommendations. So let's get to the questions. I got a lot of questions and comments from a video we put together about 6 months ago. That's driving in the UK for the first time. And if you haven't seen that video, click here to watch it. So one of the questions I got is from Jones Crusher 1. He asked, how does a sat-nav equal less distractions? Well, if you're driving on the opposite side of the road, you want to pull out those items that would distract you from normally staying on that proper side of the road. So a sat-nav, when you program it properly, most of the time it will get you from your start location to your end location. And you don't have to worry about reading road signs or street signs, and especially let's say you're going through a turnabout and you're going on the opposite side. This is something that requires more concentration. The other thing I recommend is using an automatic transmission. And Brompton Bike Lover commented that most of these rental car companies don't have automatics readily available. Most of the people drive sticks in the UK, and therefore their rental cars are sticks or standard version cars. So definitely that's very good advice. Please make sure when you reserve a car in the UK that you reserve an automatic transmission. And again, even if you love driving a stick, trust me, while driving here in Europe, you're not going to want to drive a stick. You're going to want to drive an automatic for several reasons. And as I mentioned, one of the reasons is that you're going to pay more attention on staying on the proper side of the road. The other thing is, normally, like most Americans, I'm used to driving a stick and using this hand. Well, you're going to have to drive the stick with this hand. You're going to have to shift with your left hand instead of your right hand. And for me, that just seems really, really odd. I'm sure the British people and the people that drive on that side of the road are used to it, but for me, I don't think I could ever get used to it. So those are definitely good comments and a good question on driving in the UK. So sticking on the subject of rental cars, our travel tip for this week is when traveling in Europe, use public transportation. Hey, I know most Americans like driving a car, and driving a car is kind of like a form of freedom. But here in Europe, driving's a pain in the ass. And parking, it's even more of a pain in the ass. And car rentals are expensive, and gasoline is normally 3 times more costly here in Europe than it is in the US. So using public transportation is a great way to get around. It's definitely less hectic. It'll save you time and it'll save you from getting lost. And it'll actually reduce your frustration. Remember, you're here to enjoy yourself, not to be frustrated. And driving here can be very frustrating. Now, we've put together multiple directions showing people how to get from one point to the other. And you can check those out by clicking here. We've also put together a nice handy link to all the train companies or rail companies throughout Europe. And you can click here to find that. And finally, our weekly recommendation. One of the things we tell people often, if this is your first time to Europe, the first place you should consider visiting is Paris. Paris is a fantastic place to go. There's lots of things to see and do. There's great food. And for a 5 or 6 day vacation, it's perfect. You don't have to worry about going from one place to the other. All you have to do is fly into the airport, get into Paris, have fun, and then fly back out. Paris has a lot of things that you can see and do while you're there. And if you want more information on that, you can click our link here. We have a nice resource of things to see and do in Paris and how to get around Paris. So definitely check that out. Well, that's it for this episode. If you have any questions, please email me here. We'll certainly be happy to answer any questions you have about visiting Europe. Thanks for watching this episode, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.